Hi everyone, I'm Brianna and welcome to Roll Initiative. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about world building to help you in your games. So, let's get started. So, the first thing you're going to want to think about is how much space you actually need, and that's generally not as much as you think. Generally, you want to start small. You don't need to create the whole world. You just need that starting area where your players are going to start their adventure and probably where most of the story is going to be. It's only if your players start getting interested in what's further that you actually have to start thinking about it. And if they ask an NPC what's further and you don't know, then maybe the NPC doesn't know. Maybe not many people have been there. And the smaller space that you have to work with at the beginning, the more fleshed out and full it's going to be, and you'll have much more time to work on that one area than you would if you also had to do all of the surrounding area. And you can work on filling in the rest of it when your players are actually interested in going there, or when it actually concerns the story. Until then, you don't really need a large area, and it can be much easier to work with a small area to start with. And to be honest, your players might never decide to go further than what you've planned. A really good place to start fleshing your world out is with your players. What do your players need to come from? Where are their characters from? If one of your players is a rogue, then maybe they want to have come from a thieves guild. Then you can make the thieves guild. If you don't have a rogue and your players don't get up to much illegal activity, then you probably won't need a thieves guild. But if one of your players is a rogue, then they're gonna like it that their thief guild is actually in the world. Same thing with a wizard. You might not have thought about making a magic academy because you didn't think you'd need one. But maybe that's where they came from, and now it'd be really good to have it in the world. You should try and create one aspect of the world, one thing in it, for each player. Maybe they can even create it themselves. If they like world building and they'd like to make their home or where they came from, then give them a go. Let them have a bit of fun in the world building. They can each build their own little part of the world. That is one of the best ways to get your players invested in your world, is to let them help make it. As far as the wider world goes, you only really need to prep what your players are interested in going to see. If your players hear about a forest and they don't seem interested, then it's not really worth prepping. Later, if they're looking for elves and they remember they heard about a forest, now is your time to prep it. A really well known saying that is honestly genius is you only have to be one session in front of your players, and most people think that goes for prep, but it really works for world building as well. You don't have to build the whole world right up front, it can build as you go. Even going as far as your world's history, if you don't know it very well and you haven't given that much thought to it, then maybe your NPCs don't either. Some of the people that you meet could just not be very educated as far as history goes, or maybe you meet people who have different ideas on the history. We have that in the real world. No one can agree on which history is correct. So maybe everyone you meet thinks there's a different version. That way, if you get something wrong, then maybe that person was wrong. Or maybe everybody but that person was wrong. It doesn't have to be set in stone, and it can be easily changing and evolving. Maybe eventually you'll put in thought to it as it might actually be important, or your players might just keep wanting to know. So you create a more reliable source that they can find. The point here is that you don't have to create your whole world at the very start of the game. It can evolve and grow with you. And you don't need a massive timeline and a really thought out history, because a lot of history sources are really unreliable, and that can actually make your world feel more real. When it comes to it, everyone's world building style is so different that it's hard to give advice that will fit everyone. So I really hope that this advice did help you, and if it did, then I would be really grateful if you'd give the video a like or maybe even subscribe to my channel. It really helps out my small channel and I'd be so grateful. And I want to say thank you to all the people who regularly watch and like my videos. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.